Welcome to the information session for the Elementary Education Undergraduate Program at George Mason University. The Elementary Education Professional Development School program prepares reflective teachers who are responsive to students' diverse needs and ready to advance the 21st century classroom. This vision provides a framework for all of the courses and field experiences throughout the program. Mason offers 3 different pathways for students seeking a degree and a Virginia state license to teach pre-K through grade 6. Today I'm going to be talking about our undergraduate degree, the BSEd. But we also have a Master's of Education in Curriculum and Instruction with a concentration in elementary education. And in addition, we have a bachelor's degree to accelerated master's option for current Mason students who meet the admission criteria to our master's program. The undergraduate program requires 120 credits, which can be completed in 4 years for students who attend full-time and meet all internal program deadlines. When a student begins the program, they are in pre-elementary education status, also called B-Pre. During this time, they complete their Mason core classes and a handful of introductory education courses. Toward the end of the second year, the students should be ready to apply to the major, to BSEd status. Any student who meets the eligibility criteria will be admitted to the major. Once admitted, students will then spend the final 2 years as a cohort, attending courses full-time in the fall and spring semesters, and will not have any required elementary ed classes in the summer. The final year of the program involves a capstone internship experience, often referred to as student teaching. It takes place over the fall and spring of the final year, and it prepares the students to lead their own classrooms after graduation. We are happy that our program is a part of the partnership agreement between Northern Virginia Community College and George Mason University called Advance. I will speak more about the Advance partnership at the end of this program. When students are in B-Pre status, they spend their time completing their general education courses, called Mason Core. They also take a handful of introductory education classes, 2 of which double count as a Mason Core class. And they take some time completing electives. There are 25 to 26 credits of electives available in this program. Students can use these to complete a minor or to fulfill content area coursework, which I'll talk about here in a minute. Most of the electives are done within the first 2 years, but students will have a few electives remaining to complete once they're admitted to major. Application to the major takes place at the end of the sophomore year. The students will apply online using an online form, and their academic record will be reviewed to make sure that they have at least a 2.5 cumulative GPA or higher, that they are within 9 credits of completing their Mason Core classes, and that they have completed an official content area or endorsement review, and that they have a plan approved for the completion of any remaining requirements. The online application to the major is due by August 1, prior to the fall in which a student will be beginning their upper-level cohort classes. I've mentioned content area coursework a few times. What is it? Basically, it's a requirement by the Virginia Department of Education to ensure that teachers have the necessary content knowledge in the subjects that they will teach. Most content area credit requirements are met through your Mason Core classes, but not all of them. So it's important to make sure that you're meeting with the endorsement advisor and that you understand all of the requirements you need. In order to find out what requirements you need, you can visit our website linked here. You can create an account, fill out the online worksheet for elementary ed, and then set up an appointment to meet with Mary Sloan O'Neill, the endorsement advisor. Her contact information is on the website linked here. It's also at the end of this PowerPoint. For our program, students must have all of their content area or endorsement credits complete by August 1 prior to the start of their final year in which they will be doing their internship. So now that a student is in BSEd status, they will complete these following courses over the next 2 years. It's a total of 57 credits, and each of these classes require that a student earns a C or better in order for it to be considered passing. This plan is an example of what your schedule would look like in your final 2 years if you're going full-time. It is possible for a student to complete this part of the program while only attending part-time. They would just need to work with their program advisor to develop an individualized completion plan. Because teaching is a licensed profession, there are licensure exams required. Students in this program must take and pass the first 3 on this list prior to being allowed to register for their internship course. The first is the VCLA, the Virginia Communication and Literacy Assessment. Students also must pass all 4 subtests of the Praxis Subject Assessment for elementary education. And finally, students must take and pass the Reading for Virginia Educators exam. Students must also submit a Praxis Core Math score or a qualifying substitute, like the SAT or ACT. There is no minimum score required for this one, but we do need a score on file. Earlier I mentioned the advanced program. In order to do this, a student would attend Northern Virginia Community College and enroll in the Social Science Teacher Education Specialization Program. Before they complete 30 credits, they must sign up for advance and then meet all the program milestones along the way in order to stay in the program. Once they finish with the Associate of Science and have met all the milestones, they will then be able to matriculate to Mason seamlessly without having to do a transfer application. However, like all students in the program, they will have to submit an application to the major. So students in their final semester at NOVA, if that final semester is spring or summer, should complete the online elementary education application by August 1st. If a student transfers to Mason from NOVA through advance in the spring, they will simply need to work with their academic advisor to find some courses they can take during that spring semester before they apply to start the major in the fall. There are several advisors available at Mason to help students who are interested in pursuing a degree, a license, and a career in education. The first is our pre-education advisor, Carrie Marianos. Any prospective student is welcome to meet with her to help determine which program meets their needs and their interests. Carrie also assists current Mason students who are pursuing the Bachelor's to Accelerated Master's program. Mary Sloan O'Neill is our content area or endorsement advisor. And I am Valerie Bardish, the academic advisor for the program. When a student is ready to change their major to elementary education, they can contact me and I will help them with that process and advise them until they graduate from the program.